Good evening, everybody. This is Voss, Speros, Squeak out of Medicare, going live from the home office. Still setting up my podcast booth, so hopefully, whoa, something happened there. All right, Voss. Still setting up my podcast booth, so we're just looking at the general office view. You see my little guy right there, and then I got a little hand up there. So anyways, happy Halloween. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I wanted to jump in. Frame rate too low. Okay. Wanted to jump in and talk about a couple of questions that came up. And I put them in the description. So one is called trial rights for Medicare. If you're a lot of people go, during open enrollment, go on Medicare Advantage plans. A lot of people go on Medicare Advantage plans that come from a supplement plan. So if you're doing that, you get a trial right period from Medicare. It's a grace period to go on Medicare Advantage for the first time. So if you're coming from a supplement plan to an Advantage plan, you get a 12-month period to try it out. To try out that plan. So you're on a plan G, you're paying $300 a month, whatever it is, it's getting a little expensive. You go on a Medicare plan, Medicare Advantage plan, and you're worried about it, that you might not be able to go back. So you go on it, and you get 12 months to try it out. At the end of the 12 months, or during the time period of the 12 months, if you don't like it, it's not working for you, and you want to go back, you can go back. So you have a 12-month grace period to go back to right where you left off. So you go back to a plan G at $300 a month, no underwriting to get back on it. So you had that a one-time go. Usually I tell people, go on the Advantage plan. We find one that works for them. Put whatever they're paying for their supplement plan, put it in a separate account, right? So then, and only use that account for your co-payments for service. So we find a good plan with lots of, with company, good companies in the network, a nice network that's going to work for them because they're coming off a supplement. They put that money, the $300 a month, into a separate account, and they use that for their co-payments. Now, if that money is building up, $300 a month gets up to their maximum out of pocket rate on their plan, their umbrella, everything past that, I tell them, is vacation money. So, but just leave it in there for now. Build it up. When you get to that point, now you're covered. At the most, you'll pay out of pocket because you have it saved in that account from what you were paying for the supplement. And usually by the end of the 12 months, people are like, you know what, I have more in that account than I actually spent over the course of the year in my healthcare. So that's a good thing, right? So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, let us know. The other thing I wanted to touch base on that came up was VA benefits. So if you're a veteran and you have TRICARE or you have VA benefits and you're getting your healthcare through the VA, then you generally have Medicare Original, just original Medicare A and B. And if you don't have B, you can always get on it. But then, because sometimes the VA healthcare is a credible coverage, so we might as well look into doing that. But anyways, if you have that, then that's your primary insurance, right? So there's the screen's backwards over here. So there's Medicare and there's VA benefits, two different insurance types. So you, as a veteran, have access to both, which is nice. So you use your VA for everything, and then the Medicare is your backup. So if you go outside the VA, you have the Medicare. So at that point, you can look into some Advantage plans for their extra benefits. Now, keep in mind, if you're using the VA only, then it doesn't matter. So you look into the Advantage plans for some extra benefits. They have a give back plan. So there's Advantage plans that give money back towards your Part B premium. You could save some money. You could have a company pay for that Part B premium, pick up some dental, vision, and hearing, knowing you're really not going to use the plan anyways, because you're using the VA. But if you need it, it's there. If you need it, it's there. But, there's a couple of carriers offer $185 back in your Part B premium. That's huge. If you're not really using the Medicare anyways, take the $185 and just take it. If you haven't had a drug plan, there's MA only plans available. So Medicare Advantage only without a Part D, so you don't get hit with the penalty. If you are on a drug plan, with your insurance, then there's an MAPD plan. Depending on your coverage, your current prescription drugs might be credible to go on a Part D plan and not have to pay the penalty. So there's things to look into when discussing that. The screen is backwards. So anyway, so keep that in mind. If you're a veteran, look at your plan. We got a guy out in the American Legions helping. His name's Alan. If you run into him, say hi to him for me, and he's got a yellow shirt on. You can't miss him. Review your plan. If you're a veteran, review your plan. You might be missing out on some benefits that you have available to you. Like I said, there's two types of insurances. If you're only using the VA type, then, over here. There is a carrier in Arizona that has there's a few carriers that work with TRICARE. Humana has a TRICARE plan, so they work well with them. Eternal Health has a plan that works really well with TRICARE. It's almost seamless. So you go and use a doctor outside of the VA, and he takes, the TRICARE. The carrier will bill for you, so you don't have to get a receipt and then submit a reimbursement. So those are some of the things to look into. I still don't know how this goes. I'm not seeing any comments. Let me see. I'll refresh that. Maybe there's some comments. But it goes pretty far down. No comments. No comments yet that I can see of. So then just a quick recap. There's the trial rights going on in Advantage for the first time, a 12-month grace period, and there's the veterans benefits. If you're only using the VA and you have Medicare, look into some of those Advantage plans that'll offer you some more benefits. Now, you're using the VA for your health care, so you're okay. You're going to get dental, vision, hearing covered, and you're going to get some Part B give back covered. And there's some other things, in there. But if you have any questions, give us a call. I'll send a broker out to you. We're Speros Financial Group over here. And there's things up there. Yeah. So Speros Financial Group, give us a call, 480-999-4409. We'd be more than happy to send somebody out to help you out. Hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you later.